Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi. How are you? Also, look, for today only, as we play Umamusume, you can change your avatar to an Uma. It's for today only. It's a today only event. Or however long I I play Umamusume on stream. Fun fact, these... Oh, sorry. My microphone's far away. Sorry. I didn't realize your sound quality has probably been shit. Anywho, these sprites come from Umamusume Pretty Derby Party Dash. It's a game, and they did a whole bunch of little sprites for a bunch of Umas. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. And someone very kindly put them into the Stream Avatars program, so feel free to pick one if you'd like. And also, I'd like to say hello. We are definitely horsing around again. Hi. I might have been fucking around last night. Damn, what the heck? Yeah, I might have spent a bit of time doing something last night. What do you think?
I wanna see. What'd you do?
Well, come over here, Winter. Come look. Come look what I did.
What'd you do? Horse? Oh, yeah, I saw you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you saw me working on that, didn't you? Yeah.
Horse. Yeah. Woo! Horse.
Yep. I made myself into an Uma. Ayo! I joked about it on stream, and I did it. Mary Bloom release patch. Let's go, baby. Hey. What do you think? What do you think? Did I do pretty good? Do you want me to tell you about what a long process this was? I think it's awesome. So, just as a bit of context, I suppose, some of you might already know, I've messed around with Vroid Studio in the past. Vroid Studio is a program that lets you make a 3D, like, anime model, and it sets you up with the basic expressions and stuff. But if you want it to work with Warudo, and if you want to use iFacial mocap, which is what I use. Hey, no pillows. No pillows. Bad. No pillows. Bad. If you want to use iFacial mocap with it, which is what I want to do, you have to do a bit more than that. So 1, VTube Studio.
She's a genius!
2, model your hair in the program. I did this all. This is me. I modeled my hair. I did my texturing. Yeah. And then you can pick out some different outfit things, and then you can take the textures, put them in your art program, and then edit them. So I made my gloves longer and stuff, and then I completely changed the texturing of my outfit. And then, look, I've also got, like, look. I, like, did a complete, like, print on my body. Yeah. So, and then I had to go into Unity and do all of my facial animations utilizing something called Hana Tool. So I spent a bit of time working on this. Don't worry about how long. It was a bit, but actually surprisingly not too long. I was pretty efficient with it. But yeah. So if you like it, I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of it. I mean, like, I even had to, like, mess with the meshes, like, to get my hair to look right. Trust me, it was a whole thing. But you know me, I'm just a little crazy. I'm just a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Don't mind me. You have Party Dash as well? I think I'd love to actually, like, play that with some friends. Cause I think it's like a party game. But we all get to be Umas. She's smart. Yeah, I think 5 hours is probably how long it took me. It might have been just shy of 5. Let's see. If I think about, like, when I started. Yeah, maybe. Because, I mean, you know, first I had to do all the modeling and texturing, and then I had to do my expressions. Because, like, look at this. You know, like, I can kind of emote. Yeah. So, anyways, the game. So, I've got really bad news. I can't not play the game. So, where's my most recent one? Yeah, there we go. I might have played the rest of that campaign while you weren't there. Here's how I got her. Look, she's pretty good. I got some pretty decent stats while you were gone. But don't worry, we'll play more. We'll play more. Yes, you have to play Umamusume. And you gotta join my club. See my club? Hold on. Thanks for following, finally, Dis. You lurker. You little lurker. We'll miss you in the depth of the void. We'll miss you. Hopefully you come back from your dark adventure. Oh, it's gonna load slow. Oh my gosh, they didn't give me any shoes. Jerks. Okay, so don't worry about this. This is just the game where we trade shoes. How do I... Oh. Sorry, I'm not used to there. There's like a whole menu here on the right side that I'm not used to. So this is my club. It's called Hot to Trot. And you should join it because I really like... Hold on, look at this. I've only got 18 of 30 members, and look at this. Look at how long it's been since Winter played. It's almost been a fucking year. But, like, everybody's so inactive, okay? I need active people to play. Or I need to join a better team. I either need to cancel my team and join a better team, or somebody needs to join my team. I'm an active player, so if somebody has a really high-ranked team, I'm willing to completely disband what I'm doing. Yeah, so let's do a career, huh? Now, we can do, another one with Air Groove. Wedding, or we can do a different Uma. Who do we want to see? I've got so many cute little horse girls. I've got so many of them. I think what I wanted to do, like, as a meme, was I wanted to do a Sakura run where I just, like, all speed. I think she's, like, all speed wit. Yeah. Me just trying to find good points. Ooh, yeah. Preferably, could I get someone... All speed! A stamina could be good, so then I don't have to put any points into it. Well, what rank is your club? What rank is your club? That's important. The ranking of your club is very important to me. You know, I can only join the best of the best, because I'm pretty damn good at this game by now. And I have a lot of points. I can't just join anybody. Do. Horse model. That's me. Horse. Okay, so I need another speed. 3 speed, 2 wit, 1 guts just for skills. I mean, that's probably fine. Nothing wrong with some skills. Let's see how this goes. Alright. Let's do a run. Okay. Any questions about this game? The game loop is very yeah, just skip it. It's very fun. I don't know why people are like, I don't know why anyone would not play it. I don't need the double XP. Is there some lore? Alright, here's the lore. Alright. Some anime girls are born as Umas. This means that they are horse girls. They run as fast as horses. They have little ears and tails. The lore that I hate is that they can only be female. That's it. They can only be female. So, like, if a Uma has kids, there is a chance that her child, if born a girl, will be an Uma. But it's not guaranteed. And then the lore of the racing, like the horse racing, follows real life. Because each of these girls is based on a real horse. That's the lore. And the fun part is game loop. So, like, you just want number to go up. You want Numby to go up, and that's what's fun. You just are like, ooh, Numbies, you know? And also, you want their moods to be good, because if they're up, they get more points. So you want all the Numbies. The numbiest of the numbies. Like, ooh, look at this. Numbies and uppies. Yeah! Numbies and uppies, let's go! And the game is very forgiving in the gacha. The only part of this game, I'm gonna be honest, there are 2 things about this game I hate. And that's it. Only 2 things about this game that I hate. 1, the competitive scene isn't fun. But that's not it for... Some people really enjoy the competitive stuff. I just like playing the game loop over and over and over again, trying to get a better number every time. The other thing, the second thing that I hate, the gacha for the support cards, aka those little like things I was picking out like to start this run, these little guys, that sucks. Okay, the RNG for those, that particularly sucks. But like, I really like the game loop. The game loop is very fun. And Birdie, it probably doesn't help that you didn't know how to play the game. So for context, what Birdie was doing is she wasn't even doing a career run. She went to the story tab and like watched the story, and then when a race would pop up, she used that as like her training point. She never did a career run. RNG that sucks in a gacha? What a surprise. Yeah. Your career runs are the actual game, yeah. Well, and what's nice is, at least in my opinion, is that some of the scenarios are better than others. That is for certain. Some of the career runs aren't very fun. Like, everybody hates Trailblazer. That's one where you do races the whole time. No training. I mean, you have to train because you have to get points, but run, run, run the whole time. My favorite is Unity Cup. Because it's fast-paced. Unity Cup is fast-paced, and the whole time it's just boing, boing, boing. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to see. Numby go up, 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 up. Woo, woo, woo. Also, failure percentage is a bitch. So, like, the more tired your little Uma gets, the higher chance she'll fail a training. So, like, if she's running, she just, like, falls flat on her face. And if that happens, you fucked. Because your little Uma can get a practice pour, which adds a 2% chance that she's gonna fail to any running. And she can get lots of mood decreases, which is a pain to get back up. I haven't watched any of the anime yet. I have just been playing this loop over and over again for a year. Alright. Oh, and so, if you haven't played Umamusume before, there is some rules to it. So, notice strategy here. There's end, late, pace, and front. They all are different running styles. So obviously the front, at the front. End, at the way back. All of them have different requirements. So, like, if you're gonna be a front runner, you want stamina. I mean, everybody's gonna want speed. Alright, everyone needs speed. But if you're gonna be at the front, you're gonna want stamina, guts, maybe wit. If you're gonna be at the back, you need a ton of power. Because you're gonna have to, like, push through all these girls. And the thing is each Uma is good at a different sort of subset of races. If you notice, she was set to pace. I always set her as a front runner, but some Umas are better at paces. And a key point to this. Let's get through this event. So her skill: when engaged in a challenge toward the front in the second half of the race. So the idea is when she's like, I don't know, if somebody's fucking with her at any point in that race, it'll give her bump. But like, for instance, some skills will specifically be like, okay, so like, I never know their full names, but the Emperor gal, if she is running, she needs to pass three other Umas before her skill procs. So you don't want her to be in the super front. You'd rather her be in the back, so she has full, ample opportunity to proc her skill. Is there like a random weather event or not? Well, so... let's see. So like, look here. If I click on a race, sometimes they'll have conditions. I don't see any conditions here right now, but sometimes it'll say like, it's raining. So then that means that if your Uma is built to run on wet ground, she's gonna do well, and if she doesn't, well, it might be a debuff to her. It just depends. It's more so conditions rather than events. Oh, and these are always good. Because see, look how tired she is. I should have a failure chance. But Purple Spark, no failure. No chance of failure when purple. Yeah. I know. Shh. Pet. And now, the reason why I hate the cards is because they are so important to the meta. Like, you have to have good cards or you're just fucked. Like, you're just fucked. All the best runners have the best cards. And they have maxed out Umas. But if you're a baby little free-to-play like me, you do the best you can, and then you just hope that one of the whales pops up in your feed so you can just steal their card. There's a gnat in my room. This always happens. Where do they even come from? Don't worry, I know. They come from outside and they come from produce and stuff. Haunces. We're playing Haunces. Now, the reason why gut is important to a front runner, because I wasn't aware of this, is think about it like Mario Kart, right? If you're in the lead, then all of the shells are coming for your ass. We all know this. If you're in the lead, the shells come for you. So, with this game, if you're in the lead, the debuffs are coming straight for your ass. And if you want to avoid all the debuffs actually killing you, because if you get too many debuffs, the front runner will just... like, she'll just lose stamina and fall immediately behind. If you want your front runner to survive, she has to have guts, which gives her the power to just be like, I'm not giving up no matter how many debuffs you give me. Alright, good luck to me. Nothing matters more than speed on a sprint race. Returning to title screen? Why? What do you mean? Why? What happened? Did the day refresh? No, it's too late in the afternoon for it to refresh. What the fuck? It just really didn't want me to do that race, I guess. I'm gonna have to do the race. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. I like all the NPC ones. It's like, I wonder which of these are like racing characters and then which aren't. I wonder if it could be dominant power here. I love the NPCs though. I wish they were allowed to actually be horses, but since all the Umas are based off of real horses, they don't. I don't need your events. Also, something recommended is that if you have an event on a card and it has an option to end that card's events, and you don't need the skills that will come from that card or the bonuses, you should immediately hit any option that will end it. And the reason you want to do that is because every time there's like a little gap, there is a chance for a card event to occur. And if you're like, I really need the skills or events of this one card, you want to remove as many cards from the roster to boost its chances. I don't have Seeking the Pearl. There's a lot of Umas I don't have because I have to save my carrots. Everyone's really excited about this Aston Machan that's coming out though. Do I know why? No. Let's die. So this part, you want to take the hardest challenge each time, so that at the end of this career run, you get the best amount of points. Not sure how this will go though. Oh, thank God we won. You just have to win a majority of the races. That's all you need, and then boom. See, then you get, oh, look at all those points. Oh, it feels good. Also, get energy as much as possible. You need energy. God, do you need energy? If you don't have energy, you're gonna have to constantly be resting. And as any Uma guide will tell you, the more resting you do, the worse off you're gonna be. So rest as little as possible. But inevitably, you want to rest rather than failing. I always try to get the reporter to have good amount of points, but I can like never get her to have the points. But she only gives you like a +3 to 5. Still, I like to have as many bonuses as I possibly can get. Bakshi. Now, I will say, if you do play this game and you want to just sort of have fun and have an easy run, you should definitely play with Sakura. She is this game on easy mode as far as I'm concerned, and playing Haru Urara is playing this game on hard mode. Haru Urara, if you don't know, is the cute, adorable Uma with the pink hair, with the pretty like floral eyes, and she's just happy all the time. Even if she gets last place, she's just a happy little Uma. Yeah, give me more points. More points. Damn. I mean, that's fine. But you really want to get the turf and style like aptitude bonuses up. You want your aptitudes to go up. You want to be an S runner. You don't want to be basic. A blue would be good, but increasing my wit and upping 4 characters at once is more important to me. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to see. And like just the sound design, it's so addicting. And I play this game on silent. I play this game without sound. Oh my god, both blues on wit. Yes. That's what I like. The nice thing about wit is that while it increases your stats like the least, it does help you with energy recovery. And wit, if you want all these nice yummy skills, if you want these nice yummy skills here, you've gotta increase your wit, otherwise they won't activate. Your unique skill and any green skills will proc and activate regardless of your wit. But if you want, like, the better ones, like the gold skills and stuff to activate, you have to have your wit up. Okay, now something to keep in mind is that when it hits July, you're gonna hit something called, like, summer training. So I don't care, you need to have full energy for that, okay? Because when you do summer training, it'll put all of your training categories at level 5, aka the max. So it is a really good time to get training in if you have good RNG. But regardless, no matter how shit it feels, just take a rest on late June. And if you have a race late June, you rest early June. Ooh, look at that. Look at those numbers. A purple first day of training. It's good stuff. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's delicious. Oh, baby. Oh, you gotta love that. I'm gonna do a wit to get my energy back up, just in case something good comes along. I have a lot of chances to increase my speed. I'm gonna take the level 5 stam just to make sure I don't have to worry about stamina at any point. And because it also increases my guts. So a thing you might have noticed is that if you're on speed, it increases your power. Stamina increases guts. Power increases stamina. Guts does power and speed, and wit does speed. Also, late August is your last run of summer training, summer camp. It'll go back up. You get another chance at summer camp on your next year. Because there's junior year, classic year, and senior year. Ha 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 ha. Oh, baby. Okay. Now, something important. My fans. I'm gonna need more of those by senior year, like April. So we're gonna get some more races in here.
You've changed once more, I noticed. You look so human, but so horsey too.
You look so human, but so horsey too. That's an interesting way of speaking, buddy. Not a lot of great stuff for sprinters. I really appreciate that they've added more for the dirt runners, but God, I sure wish there was more. I wish there was more for sprinters. Or mile. 'Cause, like, if you are a medium or a long runner, there's races where you can get, like, 30,000 fans. But if you're a sprinter or a mile runner, go fuck yourself. I really hope they do something to balance that out. Don't tell me the real-life horses are dying. They're beautiful anime horse girls, and they're alive, and they're happy. Don't come in here into my chat and tell me sad things. Not a great anything that round. I don't know what the reaction's supposed to be. Like, to telling me, like, someone or something has died. It's like when people, like, go into a chat and they're like, hey, your favorite celebrity is dead. Like, do you want my reaction? Like, is my reaction the content? My upsettiness? Is that the content? 'Cause I don't subscribe to that. Don't tell me sad things, alright? Especially because that's your first chat. Like, you were like, oh, somebody's playing Umamusume. Let me go tell them the horse died. Are you a troll or something? This music would drive you insane if you had to listen to it for too long. Nope, don't. You get the race in. You need the points. Do not be tempted. I need the points. Okay, that should be enough. That plus the required race I gotta do, that should be enough points. To get me through my skills. This is not always entirely accurate. I've learned to just kind of gamble when it's got... Because what I'm going to tell you right now is the bullseye, like the little circle with the dot in it, that is great. A circle, it's okay. Triangle... not so great. An X, you're shit out of luck. You're bad. You're playing the Japanese version, and it's way better. Of course, it's better. They're like 5 years in advancements from us. The game has had 1 million, like, quality of life upgrades and new scenarios. Of course it's better. I'm doing the best I can. I don't read Japanese. You know, speaking of, like, a Japanese version. No, she got tissues! Her mood went down. My life's over. Okay. So, a lot of games I've played, they, like, took down their global version, and then there's, like, a Korean-only version. And so people just go and they, like, basically proxy it so that they can play the other version. And, man, let me tell you, I'm jealous of those people, but I would never do it. I'm an English-only player. Give me my skills. Skills. At least with April coming up, it'll mean I get a mood up. Don't do this. Oh, thank God. I was so scared it was gonna fail me there. Even though it was only 10%. Even though it's only 10%, you never know. Here, you get a rest. Yeah, get a rest in. You're so good at this. You're so good at this. You're the best at this. Okay, let's see. We should probably get some skills now. What do we got? What do we got? Early lead? Yeah, take that. Turbo sprint? Yeah, get that. Yeah, get that. Gosh, I sure wish that any of my card events would proc. That would be great. I'm not getting any of my gold skills. This run is bad. This is a bad run. Okay, fingers crossed. That's enough. Fingers crossed. Aptitude spark. For mile? Well, you know what? I guess I'll take what I can get. Yes! Okay. We did it. We procced it. Life is good. Life is good. I wonder why it procced if Rico isn't even in the green. See, if you play any of the other scenarios and you want that last skill to proc, that level 3, you need the headmistress's, like, approval thing to be in the green. Her little friendship thing has to be in the green. I need more guts. If I'm gonna front run, I need more guts. More guts. Oh, see, I've got a race coming up. Immediately rest. Oh, sleep deprived. Bullshit. I have to rest, otherwise I won't have energy for summer training. Any wholesome facts about the IRL horses? Haru Urara, who constantly came in last when she became a retired mare, they had like a race for only like retired horses, and she got her first place ribbon. That's pretty fucking wholesome. I gotta try and beat this. Whew. There's some horses from that are way off in the Japanese roster that I want. And only because, you know, every time it's like, Flutter, which Uma are you? And I gotta go find it now. Umamusume pretty derby horses. There's like a character list. All right, where is she? She's kind of by new. I mean, she came out like last year, so she's not new, but you know. She's newer, which means she's gonna take forever to come to the game. Shit. I need to click show upcoming characters, because I need to see the Japanese ones. Alright. Let me see the girl. Where is she? There she is. Okay. The horsey that I want, because I need a horsey that looks similar to me in any capacity. It's called Almond Eye. I put a link to her in the chat. She's so cute. She's so cute. I love her uniform. I want to snatch her up. And if they ever make a figure of her, I'd think about it. OMG, she's so cute. She's so you. I know she's me. And I know she's out in Japanese. I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how long it'll take for her to come to global. But I'm waiting. And as soon as she comes out, I'm gonna pull. It'd probably be the one time I spend money to get her if I don't have enough carrots to pull her. A long time. I know! I know it's gonna be a long time! Listen, I have to have hope. I have to have hope inside of my heart. I have to believe. Oh. Nope, taking the wit. I need the wit. Wow, she's cute. Yeah, I know. She's so cute. If her model was released, I might have just played with that. I mean, I'm sure you're all very impressed by my horse avatar. But I'm not quite to the point where I can make such advanced accessories like that. I'm impressed I was able to do this. I'm impressed I was able to do this. I'm not a 3D artist. Texturing is not my forte. Who do you think is better, Almond Eye or Gentle Donna? Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. Like, are you asking me, like, how much I like them? Or, like, based off of, like, who's the better runner? Because I feel those are two different questions. Because I like Almond Eye the best. If it was, like, skill-based, though... Gentle Donna is probably built better. Or might be a little easier to play. I don't know, that might be sacrilege. I mean, they've got different strengths. That's the thing. That's the really nice thing about Umamusume, is that generally, like, there are some Umas that are easier to play. But, like, arguably, you can play any of them. Which is the nice thing. Like, any of them are viable. You just gotta know how to build them and what they're the best at. So, like, Gentle Donna is, like, she's got, like, a lot of power and speed, so she's really strong, probably, as a late runner. Almond Eye is fast, but her stats are pretty spread evenly across the board. So she'd probably be a better pacer. And she has less application as a mile and medium runner. Let's see, what's Almond Eye's main skill? If you're in the first half of the pack on any middle leg corner, you'll get a speed boost. Effect is stronger in medium races. Then at a random point during your Zenkai spurt, your Zenkai acceleration will increase. Okay. So she's probably, yeah, she's a pace runner. And it says she's better at medium, so I guess take that for what you will. She's only got like an 83 in Stam though, so you definitely need to give her, you definitely need to give her some sort of cards for it. Ooh, and she's got her stats spread out as 10%. Ooh. 10% speed, 10% Stam. 10% power. I mean, I guess you could build her, but she'd be a little harder. Believe in the horse that believes in you. Who do you think is better, as in bust size? Well, now that's a question. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking at Almond right now. I wish I could get, like, a full shot of her. In bust size, it looks like Almond Eye is slightly smaller, so I'm gonna go with Almond Eye. Because, listen, if you're gonna be fucking running, large tits are the last thing you want. The B in B cup stands for better. Yes! Shouldn't you be more focused on butt and thigh size, stronger legs? Yes, but have you considered that actually the most important trait of any Uma is their ears? Okay? I think the cutest feature on any of the Umas is their ears, And if you can see on my model, I went with the really big ears because I like when the Umas have really long ears. I think that's so cute. But also, I just don't objectify women, so... Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you though, in the objectification game, in the sex appeal game, if they had stallions in this, the appeal of this game would go up, okay? Because are men playing this game? Yes. But you know who really likes horse games? Women! Women love horse games. And if they would just put some fucking stallions into this, I'm just saying the numbers would be even better. I want some boy horses. All right. Damn, all of this sucks. It's a blue, I'm taking it. As viewers ponder the ideal equine physique. The ideal physique. Hey, does anyone know, like, a silent mouse? I would really like a mouse that just doesn't make the loud clicky sound. So if anyone has recommendations for a silent mouse, would be appreciated. Thank you. Logitech Pebble is silent. It is low profile for a mouse, though. I don't know what that means. What does low profile mean in this context? What does it mean when it comes to a digital mouse? Time to gamble. Very flat, not very curved up. Oh. Dang. Are there any that curve up and are silent? Because I kind of like the curve for the rest. The rest for my hand. I mean, I could probably get used to a flatter mouse. I could probably get used to that. But I kind of like my little thumb rest that's on a mouse. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe you could go, like, click on it. It's probably got the model on the back. Alright guys, we finally done it. We're finally at the end of our run. We're almost there. Listen, it works for me because as long as the ads are playing on your screen, I think they count. So I don't care if you watch them. I don't care what you do. I'm not searching for a mouse in the middle of the night. Well, just do it whenever it's a better, more decent time to do that. You don't gotta do that right now. That'd be crazy. Yeah, if you guys are in my server, could you put these mice in the ideas for Flutter channel? That way I can check them out later. All right, guys. Let's see, what skills can we buy? Always get firm conditions. Focus is good. Because when you're at the start, you know, you kind of need that. I've got wit, so I could try to fuck people over. Just take anything that's at this point. Just take any skills I can. There was one up here. What was it? Yeah, here, how about... Yeah, let me just take the pace. Let me fuck up the pacers that are right behind me. If I find it, I can tell you next week. Why don't you just tell me in the Discord? Are you not in this? Are you not in the Discord server? All right, everyone. Are you ready? I'm gonna let, since this is the finale, we're gonna let it ride. Eddie's baby. Oh, I gotcha. Gotcha. I understand. I understand. Also, no, I will always forget. You know, this mind has too much in it. It can't hold too much more. So unless you're like a really bad person being a problem, it's probably not gonna hold all the information. All right. Here we go. Let's see how our girl does. If we lose, sorry. And I say that because these guys are really hard. Ooh, and off they go. Go, go, go! Yeah, 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 yeah! Stay strong, stay strong! Stay strong! Stay strong! Oh! Oh! Don't let Bitter Glass up! Don't let her up! Don't let her up! Go, go, go! Don't give up! Don't give up! Yeah, you're being challenged! Go, go, go! Oh! Oh, go, go, go! Baby girl, go, go, go! Sakura! 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 Sakura, go! Go, 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 go! Yeah! Woo! Good job, Sakura! Good job! You did it! That was too tight! That was too tight! That was too tight! That was scary. Look at her, by a neck. What are your stats? Let me see your stats. Oh, it's because of Rushing Gale. She's got Rushing Gale, Speed Star. Look at all these A's she's got. I wonder how she's able to keep up with me, though. I have so much more speed than her. Like, look at mine. I guess, to be fair, RNG is a part of this game. But we did it. We fucking did it. Cheers! We did it, everybody! And yeah, I didn't get good skills. So that definitely does not help. Like, I didn't get, like, taking the lead. I didn't get, like, step on the gas. I didn't get anything. I didn't get any of the skills I wanted. I don't even know what skill to get because my skills are shit. I don't know, countermeasure. This is a bad run. This run is shit. Yeah, do a wit. Yeah, whatever. I don't even care. I don't even care. I gotta not worry about it. I can't do the math on this. I gotta just go. Yeah, I can't care about that run. That run was shit. Could have been an SS run if I got the skills I wanted. I wish they would let you re-roll your sparks infinitely. But you can only re-roll it once so far. See, this is why I didn't need to double it. I play so many career runs, I don't need the XP boost. I don't need the XP boost. That's how many career runs I do. I just play the game on loop. I don't do anything else with this game. I think I did such a good job that I deserve zucchini bread. So I got zucchini bread. Yum. Oh. Let's get our runs in. We've got to do these little races so that I can get all the rewards from the event. This is always so slow. Even on my phone, this is slow. Oh shit, I have to quit quick mode. How did you lose? How did you all lose to a King Halo? A King Halo beat you! It better have been just the worst RNG of all time for you fucks. To lose to a King Halo. Like, listen, no shade. I love King Halo. I'm just saying she should not have beat my team. That's the crazy part. There we go. Quick mode. Okay. Damn. I sucked ass at that mile. At least my dirt run wasn't that bad. Mood does affect how well they race, and it's totally random, so that can also be part of it. Or it could not be part of it. It could just fucking suck. Could just fucking suck. Oh. They've got a lot of UGs. Never mind. Never mind. They're just in a higher tier than I am. I've been really, really trying to get UG ranks, but I've only got 1. No. I have 2 now. It's hard. I'm not good at this game. Wait, look at all of them! Look at them! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn! There's my 2. Let's enjoy. You see, Taiki Shuttle. The one with the giant tits here in the cowgirl somewhat style. She's like American or something. Oh my god, that's so cute! I never have the audio on. So I didn't know that, but Special Week here said Suzuka, let's do let's do well, or like let's do this. That was so cute. That was so cute. And I never knew they did that. Oh, girls. Oh, you're so cute. That's adorable. Limited time. What's limited time? Are you here for bread? Tiny baby, are you here for bread? You're not allowed to have bread. This is my reward. Wait. Yes! Race again. How do I get it to do all of them? I want to use all my tickets at once. I want to use all my tickets at once, please. I want to use all my tickets. I don't want to do this one by one. Oh well. I'm doing them all one by one. Yes! I'm the winner! It's so cute that she's like supposed to speak English, but she has such a thick Japanese accent. Who did this to you, baby? Who didn't pick someone who spoke like perfect English for you? Give me Tokai Teo. Give me Tokai Teo. I I have been trying so hard to level this bitch up. Which means that, like, every day I gotta come in here and run this little race. Because every day I win, I get 1 shard. And now, just to let you know that at a certain point, they take like 300 of those. I'm not gonna be ungrateful. I am very grateful. But yeah. See, I can also buy some, but they're random. Good night, Eddie! Alright. Let's do another run. What do we want to do? We can either... There's a lot of girls here. Or you can say that you want to see somebody who's a long runner, or someone who's a dirt runner, or an end closer. I'm taking requests. Powerhouse? Okay, a powerhouse. So you're gonna want somebody who's gonna be an end closer. So the ones I know off the top of my head, Gold Ship. The one that kicks you in the face when you win. This gal right here, Admire Vega. She's another one I know that is an end closer. I don't know anyone else off the top of my head. Oh wait, you do. You. Air Shakur. She's also an end closer. So those are your 3 options. You have Air Shakur, Admire Vega, and Gold Ship. Pick your poison. I like the looks of Vega. Yeah? Alright, let's look at her. 20 up to power and speed. Nice, okay. Medium. Medium skill? Okay. So you're like purely a medium runner. What are you doing, tiny kitty? Ah! There you go. There you go. There you go. Up, 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 out of the way. You're gonna knock the whole thing over. Go sit in the other bed. Sketch, you're too big. You're too big. You're gonna crush the tiny little guy. Oh, what? You want bread? You want bread? Is that what it is? You want bread? Alright, let's see. So... we might want to increase... her ability to do, like, a long... Alright, what have I got here? Okay. I mean, this increases both of those. What have I got for guests? Stamina. Oh, this one has turf, though. You got a pretty long line of stuff that's applicable to you, huh? I think I need the increase to my stam. Or wait, maybe no. Maybe... Shit. That's tricky. You can't do this to me. I'll just gamble. It's mostly your cards anyways, I think. Alright. I like how none of my decks are actually sorted accordingly. So... most of these cards are going to be useless to me. What have I got for an end? A wit is not bad. I'll do that. I've got end closer. Who else can do end? Not a lot. I don't have a lot of good cards for this, huh? Yeah, my cards are kind of shit. And I never even completed this one. This was an event one. And I didn't even do that. Listen. I didn't know what I was doing at that time. I didn't know what I was doing. Alright, how about I just take... I'm just gonna take you. 3 speed, 2 power, 1 wit. See how it goes. Alright. She's so cute. I think I've only done like 1 or 2 runs with her. She's actually very new with me. I didn't team up with you to make friends. So let's talk about training. And then immediately hits you with this pose. Right. Bet. I'm not falling for that. You're cute as hell. Like, you're lying. You're a little cutie. I'm onto you. Stop crushing the baby, Sketch. You're too big. Only for the baby, you're too big. You're the perfect size for me. I love that you're a giant cat. Yes. I love that you're a giant kitty. I just hear a little, ah, because he's crushing my tiny child. Yeah. Oh, you just want to be next to Mama. I know. Our power's pretty good, so we're gonna need to really focus on... Well... She's actually pretty well built. But I will need to help her with her speed. Because, like, look at that. 23 up to power. That's what a 20% up looks like. I love... You gotta love that. Gambling. I want Ayabe. Which one's that? Hold on. Let me just look up the name. Cause I know. Oh. Oh, she got her name changed? It's like her nickname. Her nickname was changed for copyright reasons. Oh, I gotcha. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Apparently it was Adobe, but they had to change it. Which is dumb. They shouldn't be able... You shouldn't be able to own a name that's completely irrelevant to your... like, to your product. Like, she's very clearly not an image editing software. She's in Road to the Top. Is that a scenario? Or is that an anime? I haven't watched the anime, so that's why I'm kind of clueless. It's a 4-episode OVA. Okay. I think she's really cute. I'm really digging the aesthetic. You know, usually I see her on, like, my tiny phone screen, so... I did not understand how cute she was. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan as well. Her racewear really is banging. I wish that I could get the Uma designers, like, into a room and just, like, grill them about how they pick the outfits. If someone does, like, Uma-style design commissions, they should be sent to me so that I can pay them money to do it. Look, there it says Ayabe. Shit. Are we gonna gamble? What do we want? Do we want straightaway adept, or do we want medium straightaways? Probably medium straightaways, since she's literally built for that. Gambling! Damn it! We lost the gamble. We lost the fucking gamble. It's over. It's over! We love gambling! Stamina or power? Stamina. I can easily get power. I'm just gonna take this moment to mood up. Even though I know there's gonna be a mood up right around the corner. She's super cool, right? I want the wit. I'm sorry. I want the wit. Ooh. All 5? That's good. Up, 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 up! I love the Unity Cup. It's my favorite scenario so far. Though I am looking forward to, I think, the one that has the biggest buff in points. Couldn't tell you what that was, though. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Stream avatars. I gotta change to this one. Look at me. Do you know who this is? Do you know who this is? Japanese version players? Who's this? Who is this, huh? Who do I have right now in my clutches here on the screen? Who is this, huh? Because the global audience and mostly my viewers have no idea who this chick is. It's okay. I know there's a bit of a delay. I'll give you time to catch up. Unless they literally just can't tell. Come on, you can tell. You guys are the biggest fans of the fans. You're literally playing on the game that's so far ahead in time. A purple spark. Gimme. Okay, I gotta pull up this image of her. And then people might know who she is. Okay. Okay, yeah. Go to OBS. Image. Add this image right now. Add image. Okay. So the character I just picked up is this character right here. Her name is Still in Love. And she's basically a yandere. And as soon as she comes out to global, I'm also getting her. Like literally, the better you do, the screen starts getting like red. Like the game just starts going red. She's crazy. And you know, since you, my love, are in chat, you know, I gotta rep. I gotta rep my yandere. Hell yeah. She looks so concerned. Whenever she has to, like, play with the other Umas, she looks so fucking nervous. She must have anxiety. I bet that means, like, the real-life horse she's based off of, like, had some sort of nervous tendencies when around other horses. Because that's the kind of... They, like, do proper research and flavoring to the characters, which I think is super cool. I just like talking to my mom about horse racing because she's a big horse fan. And she's like, how do you know this? And I'm like, I play a game that has anime horse girls in it. I said I was giving you soup. Why did you have a cup in your hands? I said a soup. Why did you have a cup? What the fuck were you eating? I'm gonna guess it's like, cause my grandma has these like mugs and you like put the soup in the mug. I'm gonna guess it's just like that. But it totally looked like she was just having some coffee. Oh, he's so cute and fluffy. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. Yeah, I need my stamina up if I'm a medium runner. Damn, no practice perfect. Fuck me, I guess. It just means I'm a really bad trainer. That's all I got out of that. I'm just the worst trainer in the world. The RNG in this game is what keeps it challenging. Because sometimes you have a really good run for skills, but then horrible for your stats. Sometimes it's the opposite, and you need both. You need both. Nice stamina boost. Alright. Well, that's the end of my bread. No more bread. And that's basically the end of my water. I have like one more sip left. Get up, Flutter. Run an ad. But I'm playing my phone game. I can't leave when I'm in the middle of phone game. Okay. Okay, I'll run an ad. Maybe it'll even... Well, it probably won't make it so the other ad doesn't run. I will be right back. I'm gonna get water. I'll be back. Yes, I will be back.
れ以外はありえない。ゲートが開いたらその瞬間にすべきことはしっかり頭に入っているわ。準備はすべて整った。あとは出走するだけ。狙うは一着だけ。それ以外はありえない。ゲートが開いたらその瞬間に
I'm back.
すべきことはしっかり頭に入っているわ。
I'm back. I got water.
一等星の輝きをここに。トレーニングも
Alright. Back in it. Back in the building we go. Alright, looks like we're about to hit the training. So I'm gonna get myself a little mood up here.
最適。分かった。
Alright, let's go. Let's fucking go!
勝ちに
This is my world. Ooh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. My world isn't looking too good. It's okay. We won anyways. I know so little about the story. It's probably really embarrassing how little I know about the story. I just play game and click number. Like, there's so much, like, story and lore to this game. There's literally story modes. There's fun little events. And I just don't read any of it. I don't read any of it. All I do is click numby. I'm a shallow Uma fan. I'm shallow.
昨晩
I need speed, but I have no guts. I need that for challenging others. So, like, you remember in the last race with Sakura, where they were going neck and neck? They said they were dueling? You need power and guts for that. So, Sakura probably just barely eked out because Bitter Glass had a way, way, way better guts than she did. At least I think that's how that works. I could be wrong. Could be. But if I'm wrong, don't tell me. Damn, 50? That's a gamble I gotta take. 50? That's insane. Shit, do I want wit or speed? I need speed. Oh, I'm making good progress on fans. I don't need to worry about fans. Sleep deprived. Ugh. It happens to me way too often to be comfortable. It's just like me for real. It's just like my real life. Sleep deprived. That's why this model, that's why like, hold on, let me just zoom in real quick. That's why I look tired as shit. I would be the worst Uma to play as. Like, you'd hate my career run, because I would just constant sleep deprived. I would fuck up your run. You'd have to have so many, like, wit recovery cards. I'd fuck you up. It would not be pretty, that's for certain. KS Miracle? Which horse is that? What horse is KS Miracle? I don't know that one. Also, if you don't care about Umamusume, but you're here for me, you're a real one. Damn. Speed or wit? Wit. What would be your best stat? Okay. If I'm thinking about the kind of, like, actual runner I am, like, in real life, I would probably be, like, a late surger. I think I'd be a late surger. And my best stat, I think I would probably tie it to... Ooh, power or guts? I mean, I might have the same build. Or I'd be a 10 speed, 10 power, 10 guts. I'd like to be a wit. I'd love to be a wit runner, but, unfortunately, I don't really think when I run. I'm a very smart person. You know, like, that's actually my true accolade, is that I'm intelligent when it comes to testing and stuff, but, when I run, I just, no thought. The only thought, if I think when I'm running, my thoughts are, I don't want to be doing this, I don't want to be doing this, I hate this so much, my body hurts, I want to win, I gotta run fast. Like, that's as far as the thought process goes. So yeah, I can't be a wit runner. Bye, Harvick. Ooh, I should take the chance to get a guts up. It's not good for it to be in the E. What did you do, Birdie? What did you do now? Did you, like, did Star, like, sleep on you all night? Or, like, did you run into something? Oh, okay. Yes! Yes, play the game. Play the horse game. Give me the recovery. I need points. Ooh. Okay, no, this could be good. 5 ups. Yeah, give me 5 ups. Thank you. Aw, she's so happy! It is better to have a bushel of carrots than it is to have a tissue box. Oh, is this not a race for you? Okay, I'm gonna schedule that so you get the remaining points you need. Yeah, give me more guts. Valentine's Day! Cute! Ooh, speed? Speed, 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 speed. I need speed. No! It's okay, it's okay. We're almost next to, the fans go up thingy. We're almost there, so we can take it. We can take the mood debuff. We can take it. What's this look like? Nope. Okay, let's run the race. Alright, gambling! I need you to win this, Ayabe. 8th! Hold on. How? How did you get 8? Did you, like, have the slowest start of all time? What happened? I wish I could watch that race back. How did you fuck it up that badly? Oh my god. That's insane. That's insane. How did you fuck up that bad? This is the only thing that really sucks about not being in Track Blazer, because in Track Blazer, I can restart any race. Just imagine you talking to her in the locker room after, yeah. Me grabbing her by the shoulders. How did you fuck up that bad? Please, please. Oh, thank God. She still procced it. Oh, okay, thank God. You seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's like 100. Mine. You're not gonna get 8th place ever again. You better. I want you to win. All right? I don't want to see that ever again. The lowest I'll ever let you score is 4th. So you better fucking get with the program. Hi, Rococo. Hi, Coco baby. Coco baby. Ooh, yes. Ooh, number go up. Yes, numbies go up.
Number down.
No, number go up. Not number go down, number go up. We're not fully restored. This is gonna suck ass. If we have a bad turn, I'm just resting. I wish we had a cool anime pose. We don't do a cool anime pose like they do. Oh, that's not good. At least I can try again on these. Try again! We have to win this. Yeah, standard distance. Everyone can use that. Yep. Yep. Give me all of it. I have no idea whether we're gonna be a power. We might be a power. Let's try this. Let's gamble. We can always try again if we fuck it up. Elite team. I don't want to lose to them. Oh. This is always what happens. Like, see, it says I've got good, like, that I'm gonna kick their butts, like, with the frickin', what would I call it? The bullseye, but then clearly I'm not. Clearly I'm not going to. Alright, I think home stretch haste is too much. Nope, I'm taking that. Alright, let's go. Please? Can you girls run better, please? Damn, they are focused on you being into yanderes. Oh, thank God we won. That was close. So, like, how are you guys losing? Damn, she was really kicking your asses, huh? Meijiro Ardong. Power. Wit. Give me all the points. All the points. I might get an A rank wit by the end of this. That would be nice. And that's with her sucking at it. Oh shit, I misclicked. It's all over. Start the game over. Start the game over. The game's ruined. I fucked it up. The run's over. It's like a speed run. One misclick, gotta start over. You might as well quit. Don't ever play the game again because you suck. That's how it works. Sorry. When I cut her off, it sounds like she says cuck. Cuck! It's not appropriate, Ayabe! It's not appropriate. Ooh. Yes! That's exactly what I need! Ooh. This run is actually going really well. Until I fucking jinx it! Oh, fucking jinx it so hard. But yeah, this run's going really well. You might not be no fucking UG, but I feel pretty damn good. I don't have the cards for UG. Ding 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 ding. That's not a good purple. I'm taking the wit. You know, Trackblazer is a pretty good scenario. I like being able to do get extra energy and boost my stats. That's all really cool stuff. It just takes a really long time to do one. One of those runs like takes me like a full hour or longer. That's the one I was playing when I was at your house, Hala. That's why it took me so long. It's time to gamble! Yes! You did it, Team Carrot. You did it. Oh shit, I can't believe that in the game Ayabe lost. Uh-oh. Maybe she's not as good as I thought I built her. But everyone's always said it's better to like have a high stat than it is to have a bunch of A's or whatever. I could be wrong. Since those guys are really strong in their SAAAS. They don't have a single SS. I don't know, man. But they also have gold skills, so could be gold skills. I don't know all the complexities of Umamusume. I'm gonna take the gamble to raise my wit. Cause I'm gonna get the UG. It's gonna max out. Like guaranteed. The fucked up thing is once you get them to UG, they just straight up take half. So like this would have been like a 26, but everything gets halved. I'm gonna take the higher power one, I guess. I don't know. Because it raises my stamina as well. So that'll be an A rank. And that will be a C+ by the end of this. Okay, let's see. What else I got in here? I'm gonna take long shot because personally, I think that's a good one to have. And I'll probably save the rest of my points and use it on the no stopping me, because that's a pretty good skill to have. And especially if you're, because it increases your maneuverability. And I'm gonna need that. Yes. Woo! I wonder why sometimes I get more points and sometimes I get less points. Because when she gives me skill points there, that one's at 112. Sometimes it's like 102. So I don't know what the difference there is. Do I have enough points for this steadfast? Yeah, let's take it. Alright. How do we do? How do we do? SS. We did it. Now, I feel pretty good about that run, so I'm gonna see what I get if I reroll my sparks. Okay, what? Okay. So this one has more skills. It increases. So they're about the same, except this one has speed. Also. I guess I should take this one. Oh yeah, look at that increase! That always feels good. That feels good. There's nothing I love more than seeing like a first place on one of my Umas. Getting, just like maxing out the score the most I can. That's what I love to see. That feels good. Okay, I've got time. I'm trying to get the title, which means I gotta do this. Alright! Woo! Let me do this. Yes. Go, go, go! Run the wheel! Run the wheel! Damn. I got a long way to go. So this is like a little bingo. So like as you do your career and you do your dailies and stuff, you get these little tokens up here to play the fucking bingo roulette wheel. And you get lots of stuff for it. Ooh, 19,000 carrots. Hopefully I'll have enough carrots for when the Maruzensky speed card comes back. Which I won't, because here's what I was talking about earlier. Okay. This, like, pulling for Umas? Fine. Trying to pull for support cards? Literally the worst RNG ever. It's absolute shit, because... Come here, come here, come look at my cards. Come look at my cards. No, not my deck. Back. Look at my storage, yeah. No, not storage. Look at my list. Okay. So, like, you're like, oh yeah, the SSRs. Obviously, the SSRs are the best cards. But, like, to be properly viable, you have to max them out. Which means you have to get the card 5 times. So you can't just, like, pull it once. You gotta pull it 5 times. And the chance for getting an SSR card is already so low. Because you know what? You've got 2 other rarities. You've got SSR and plain R. So you just get like a shit ton of R cards. And then you guaranteed get an SR card. And you only sometimes, very rarely, get the SSR cards. And I've been playing for a really long time, and there's a lot of cards that are, like, older. Like, this is a really old card. Haven't maxed that out. And most of the cards I've maxed out, like these ones, they're given to us for free. They give them to us for free as part of events. So if I've maxed out a card, it's through an event. There's no cards that I have naturally maxed out myself. I'm getting close though. Let's see. What's one that I've almost pulled? Satana Diamond, I've got 2. I've got 2. No, that's not that. Some of these also are point cards, like this one that you're like, oh wow, she's got 3 on this one. No, I just paid points for it. I wasn't able to pull that many. This one I know I have pulled all of them for. So this one is at like 2 diamonds. That means that I've pulled 3 of this card. It's pretty vicious. Okay. Do we want to see another run? Do we want another one? I'm willing to do like, I think I could do like one more at least. I can do one more at least. I really like Meijiro Bright, but I have not been able to do a good run with her. From the mid-pack in the second half of the race. Remaining endurance. Oh shit, okay. So definitely... Maybe I train you to be a long runner. Oh, end closer? Okay, here's another end closer. We could do that. I didn't know she was an end closer. I'm sorry. If I'd known, I would have gone with her the first time. So let's train her to be a long runner. Let's see what kind of points I got going on in the longs. What kind of sparks we got? Looking like the same 33. I don't need mile. This one has a 3-star to long, and so does this one. So do you, though. Do you have some end closer? Yeah, let's do you. Lots of mediums, lots of turfs. Does anyone have end? Nope. Okay. What about if any of you are any of you end runners? When I followed all of you, you had different Umas. Now you all have the same Umas. Damn. This is not the best for me. Corner adept, medium. How about long? Anything for long? What do we got? Those are such bad stats. No, just pacing. You got a 63 stam, which is pretty nice. I might just take the 63 stam. Oh, here's some power, though. What have you got? Maybe I should... Maybe I should take you because you have at least got a higher point to your power. And I do need power. Alright, what have I got? You're... Based off of what you're good at, because you really suck... Yeah, you got no power or speed. You're a wits, guts, and stam. Well, that's not great. But I do have some guts. What do I got here for No, you know what? I'll do this one again. You need the wit. Maybe I'll switch the power out for guts. Ooh, but you're a stam. But I don't have anything great for end closer. Okay, what's your special priority? 50... 50... 65... 65? What kind of skills you got? You're a mile, aren't you? Yeah. What about you? Unruffled? Yeah, I guess I'll go with you. So 2 guts, 3 speed, 1 wit. No stam. I should have 1 stam. How badly do I need your skills? You only have 1 encloser, so... Oh wait. I should go you, because you have long. Right? Stamina, deep breaths. Yes, but you also are pace. God. Does anyone have encloser savvy? Let's see. What cards have encloser savvy? 'Cause that's a pretty nice skill to have. I like the savvy skills. Kishi, Amazon. Dang. Okay. I don't have really any of the cards that would have it. Unless I want to... I could switch out you. And despite it being a really bad move, I could put the... Where is she? Where is she? Where's Gold Ship? There. Hint levels? Damn. I just think she's got enough stuff that I should try to keep her on my team at least. This is a really bad spread. Maybe I switch out a Guts for a Stam, since she increases based off of how much endurance she has left. I don't know. I don't know how to run her yet. You got turned into an Uma. I sure fucking did. Aren't I cute? I like having a variety. Alright. Now, I don't know how to play this, so good luck to us on this run. How to run her? I thought she was the one doing the running. Yes, but I'm the trainer! I'm the trainer! This is all... How well this goes is all up to me. This could go really, really poorly. We have no idea whether this is all gonna work out or not. But, like, I remember when she came out, I had to pull her because she's so cute. Wit or Stam? Wit. I have seen a very minimal amount of gameplay of this game. You should play the game. Everyone should play Umamusume. So right now, for context, this is my horse girl. I'm her trainer. I need the number to go up so she become best runner. So she become best horse. So I must make Numby go up. That is my goal. Also, yes, Meijiro Bright is so cute and she's so sweet. I had to pull her. I literally did not care what it cost me. Because, I mean, just look at her. Look at her! I might not have a lot of stars on her, but I love her. I know there are people that actually stream Umamusume and they're like legit players. Like they're good at this shit. But you know, I'm doing my best. I'm not a strat person. I'm gonna guess you're saying, but where's the pretty derby? Cause she's gonna run in the pretty derby. She has to win all the races. Everyone should play the way they want to play. Yeah, I just mean that watching an absolute amateur play may not be the most interesting thing to some people. The idol concerts are part of the fun too. Nobody tell them that I hate the concerts. Oh wait, you know what? If we win the finale, I'll dance. You gotta have me dance. That's what we'll do. That's how we'll end off the stream. When I'm done with this run, and if we win, I'll dance. I'll play the concert, and we'll dance. What if I just, like, bombed the run on purpose after saying that? Like, believe me, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the concerts. I just don't like watching them. I'm not one of those people that's like, if I don't enjoy it, that means it's bad game. Why does this always happen? Right after I rest, they get the fucking eating event. Ugh, it always happens to me. I have really bad luck with that. It's like it knows. They just know. Damn, all the mood procs at once. I'm not gonna have any for later on. This is bad news bears. It's gonna be bad for me if I get a lot of mood downs later. Well, we'll just not have to get any mood downs, that's all. We just have to not get any mood downs. Literally the only way I can take this. Yeah, have fun listening to the bwee 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 bwee. That wasn't part of the game. I sneezed. Sorry. I didn't know if you could tell. I know it sounded exactly like a sound effect from the game. I legitimately think that if you don't have this, like, if you don't have the stream on a main tab, it doesn't count you as a viewer. Buddy, are you gonna read that? Buddy, were you gonna read that? Buddy? Buddy! You read a message earlier! I guess she just fucking hates you. She's not gonna read your message. Sorry, I don't know why she's being so rude. Oh. Buddy, what's your problem? Buddy, I saw that. I saw that you tried to talk. I saw that. Yeah, her mouth moved. And I saw that the little thing shot upwards, but then she didn't say anything. Hold on, I'm gonna... Buddy, what's wrong with you? You need to read your messages. Service status limited. TTS monster servers may be experiencing issues. They're having problems. It's not Buddy's fault. She's not being rude. It's fine. Yeah, it's the service having issues. Poor Buddy, she's gone mute. Alright, there you go. Now you've got the fans you need for that race. I have lost a career run before because I was silly and I didn't get all the fans I needed to participate in a race. I was silly. But you know what? It wasn't a good run anyways, so who cares? Summer's looking good. Looks like we might be like all up on our friendship training by the time we get to summer, which is very promising. You need to rest, girly. Mood down? For what? Nothing even happened. By the way, I want you to know the reason that she got really bummed out there is because her noodles got soggy because she was eating too slowly. And so she got bummed out about it. If I'm gonna win the Satsuki show, I've gotta at least have my friendship up. I gotta have my mood up. Sorry, I'm dumb. Okay. Please, good sparks. Please, good sparks. Please, good sparks. Please, good sparks. Damn. Fast pace? What's a front runner gonna do for me? Front runner skill is useless. Let's unnerve people. I don't have the wit to unnerve people. I'm still in the fucking F zone. Oh, thank God. That's good, that's good, that's good. It's good. That's what we need. Nice. 1, 2, that's like 4, my friends. That's really good. Alright, what else? No, I'm taking the speed. I need speed. Speed's good for me. Help me run better. Especially for a medium. You gotta have speed if you're gonna be a medium. This is all turning out too well. Looks like the next race is a Kikuka show. She is looking to get a triple crown. Damn, not enough to get gold ship all the way. Oh well. She's just eating the fucking carrot like it's a corn dog. Hi, Mimi. I'm a horse. Here, I'll be nice. I'll let you have the stamina that you, like, actually need to win your races. As far as I know, like, she actually does need it. Okay, this will give me free reign. Ooh. Nope. Immediately rest just to do a wit. Don't worry about it. In closer savvy! Yes! Whoa, baby, that's what I've been talking about. That's what I needed. Alright, what do I got here? I've got shit. I've got garbage. Oh well. Oh well. We did a good job, but I won't let one bad summer vacation fuck all of this up. I'll take the power. I'll take the power. Ooh. We like when things power up, because then training goes up. I need my wit up higher. It's gotta be, yeah, we gotta have it at least in the D's. Come on. This, not sure how well this run's going. Yeah, it's kind of what I figured. Yeah, I'm gonna need that if I'm gonna win more races. I need more speed and power. Too bad you don't have any bonuses to those. You know, if you're like really a stamina booster, I should have brought Simple Creek or whatever, even if that wouldn't have had the biggest boost, since she's only like a 1-star, it still would have helped. Oh well. It's like a thing that like every Uma must have different colored shoes. I need to color my shoes different. Nice. Okay, we've at least got B's in our speed and power. That is promising at the very least. It's very, very promising. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get up to SS though. Without any bonuses, I don't know. And I need to get your stam up because that is your specialty. But I'm not gonna say no to wit. I'm never gonna say no to wit. I know that's a purple right there, but she needs stam for her skill. Because based off of how much endurance I have left is what she needs for her skill. So I need a lot of stam. Oh, but that's tempting. No, I'm taking it. Immediately lie. Immediate little liar. All of these skills are useless to me. It's too much to hope that that would have been beneficial to me at all. It did it again! The moment I rested, immediately gave me the energy recovery event. This game thinks it's funny. It thinks it's funny. Well, I think this is animal cruelty on me because I'm an Uma. I'm a bad person. I keep taking wit. Wit is not what I need, but I really like raising my wit. Ooh, guts? I don't know if I really need guts. I at least need the power-up associated with it. Because I need all the stats to go up. I need stats up, up, up. The higher the stats go up, the higher my training goes up. Oh! Oh! Yes! Give it to me. Oh, baby. Almost took us straight to A. I know I shouldn't have done that because it was like late June, but I don't care. That was too good to pass up. You saw it. That was too good to pass up. That would have been dumb if we didn't take that. No prob. No sweat. We got this. We've got this. You're gonna need a rest, baby girl. Get you some more stam inside of you. More stam. No! No! It's over. Game's over. The game's over. We should leave. Let's leave. Let's get out of here. Oh, never mind. We're fine. Never punished. Gamble again. The debate. Damn, I was really hoping for a well-rested. I need energy. I should not have brought a Guts card. Guts is fucking useless to me right now. I need you to up the stam. Stam needs to go up. Yeah, I think this run's bust. We need to have way better stats by this point. I think we lost this one. That's how RNG goes, though. I guess next time I would do no Guts card. Sacrifice the Gut card for another Speed card. Or Stam card. Sleep deprived? Don't me. Ugh. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. And you lost your race, so you didn't even have enough to proc your last... Your last, like, up? Oh, God. I'm sorry, but I think you might be screwed. I think you might be screwed, ma'am. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fucking Jover for you. Because I'm not going to be able to get any of your stats up to the point you're going to need them at. Like, that's just not happening. At least you completed that. So if you lose the race, sorry. It's so over. Yeah, it might be. Oh, it's not looking good on our front. Oh! We eked it out. We eked it out. It's ours. Alright, let's see how you do. You've got really bad stats, but we'll see. At least you'll get an S in stamina. It's promising, I think. Damn, I was really hoping we had more A+. We're fucked. We're fucked! Damn, she doesn't even get a special fucking rainbow training. She doesn't even get a rainbow training on the last one. Okay, I'm gonna give you the best skills I think you can have. Firm. Is that what you need? Or maybe I can help you with stam skills? Let's see, what do I got? Do we have any other golds? Golds are great. Of calm mind? I don't think it's a long run. I don't think... Well, I'll give you that. But it says it only, it says it only works when... But for some reason it procced when we ran last time. Alright! I guess we'll see how it goes. Go see how it goes. Here goes the race. Race time! Race time! We have awful stats. We are a really bad Uma. I have no idea how this is gonna go. This is really bad. They're gonna... Oh, number 1 favorite. Number 2 favorite. Yeah, our ass is gonna get kicked. Our ass is getting beat. I don't even want to watch. I would have, if I wasn't streaming right now, we would have ditched this run. We would have just straight up ditched it. We're fucked. We're fucked. Now we're at the back. That's fine. We're an end closer. We're an end closer. So that means, like, when we get into, like, the last... That last portion of the race is normally... Why are you already starting on your daring strike? It's too soon. Okay, okay. Slowly making your way up. Right now you're with a late surger. You're gonna need to start slowly making your way up now. Yep, yep. Okay. It's really fucked that it's only level 3. Because she didn't even proc her last, like, level up of the skill. Ugh. Alright, go girl. This is now it. This is it. This is where you go or you don't. You either make your way to the front or you die. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't lose it to the late surger. Don't lose it to the late surger. Don't lose it to the late surger. Do not lose the duel. Do not lose the duel. Keep going. Keep going. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. She did it. 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 I don't know how she did it. It helped that she procced the skills that I gave her. And you know what? She wouldn't have done that if she didn't have the wisdom. Alright. I promised. I said I'd let us watch the concert. I said I'd let us. So we're gonna watch the concert. I'm gonna let us watch the concert. This is a momentous occasion. Because I hate watching the concert. And I'm gonna dance. No idea how this is gonna look. Alright, let's just go. Yeah! We won! We did it! Woo! I like this dance. I'm gonna do this one. I like this one. I look like I belong on stage, don't I? Don't I, guys? I fit in really well. Now I just need, like, really cool lighting, too. Yeah! Yay! Yay! Oh, it was great. Oh, it was great. Woo! Wow! Reach the good ending for 34 trainees? Guys, that means I didn't win with her. That means that the other times I played with her, I didn't win. That was our first win. That was the first win, guys. That's what that means. I was not hamming it up. That was legit. That was legit. God damn. Okay, let's see. Let's see my embarrassment. Let me see it. Oh, A+. Ouch. An A+. Okay, hold on. Oh! Look at the other ones. They're also A+, but I couldn't win with them. Okay, so she's hard. Okay. I've tried with her before. And, well... Congratulations to us, guys. We did it. We did it. Hold on. Do I have, like, a... Let's see. Do I have an animation for this? Like, a clap. Is there not a clap? There's no way you didn't make a clapping, like, animation. There's no way you don't have a clap! There's a lot of things I can do. Oh, I can flex. Yep. Yeah! I look so strong. There's really... You've got all these little animations, but you don't have clapping? I can do this. Oh, wait. I can do the anime pose. Oh. Oh, yeah. Pose! Jojo! Pose! It was really an easy feat for me. Were you ever really worried? No doubts. I gotta be like, trainer. Yeah. I gotta have all the cool poses. I can't do any of these cute poses, you know? Because I'm so epic. I'm so cool. Where are, like, the masculine poses? I want the masculine poses. Yeah, here we go. Show me the masculine poses. What have I got for being a man? Fist up in the air, that's pretty manly. Hand out to the side? Oh yeah. I can feel the testosterone inside of me. What's this one? Are you, like, gonna, like, stomp? I've got, like, a shadow covering my eyes. Oh, like, exercising? Yeah, okay. Interesting. Oh. A handstand? That's pretty sick. Handstand! Woo! How long do you think I can do this? Yeah, trick question. I can do everything. What is this? Fun? Is that it for... There's, like, no male poses. Like, I guess go fuck yourself if you're a guy. I guess I can do this. Yeah! Whoa! Oh, I feel so strong. I feel... Grr, I feel good. I feel great. Crowd. So I could, like, these are like crowd shots. This is what people in the crowd are doing. Oh, yeah. Too bad something's wrong with my proximity. That it's like, nope, nothing will touch. Combat? Combat! Combat, heavy sword. Yeah, give me the idols. Okay, heavy combat, bare hands. I'm gonna combo you, or something, I guess. Combo 6. What's my... Yeah. Why do you look so girly doing this? Yeah. Why... What are you gonna do? How are you gonna flip? How are you gonna flip? How... Oh, yeah, how are you hitting that? Oh, is the idea like the impact, you're just hitting it that hard? Oh, I got you. Combat Witch Magic Recovery. Oh, I get it. That makes sense. Combat Witch Magic Shot. Interesting. Since when do they have fucking video games in here? Dash forward. Oh, that's me coming at you. There's a death animation? What the fuck? Oh, finger snap. Oh shit, yeah. That's pretty cool. Snap my fingers. Yeah. Tsundere? That one's funny. Huh. You know. What about taunt? Yeah, bring it! Oh, yeah. I wish I could, like, favorite some of these to put them, like, on a hotbar. Oh, I probably can, actually. I can set them to a hotkey. Bring it. Bring it, bitch. Bring it. Alright, what else I got? Scaring? Boo! Boo, I'm so scary. A curtsy. Oh, wow, look at you. Wow. Rock, paper, scissors? Oh, you lost. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, and then that one I won. Wonderful. Oh, hey, look. Hey, look, you recognize that. You gotta recognize that dance. Yeah. Look, I can make it loop. What's this one? Damn. Damn, you're going crazy. Wow. That's impressive. Let's stop looking at your tits, though. And let me look at these other animations. There's really not a lot of them, huh? You can swim? Impressive. I didn't know you could do that. You know, you never cease to amaze me. I love this program. I love this program so much. So, with our great victory and a great concert, I think we call it here. I think that was a good day of Umamusume. I hope you enjoyed my new little avatar. I enjoyed being her. Maybe we'll play Umamusume again someday. Even if people hate it, I love playing it and would be happy to play it again. I hope you think I'm really cool looking in this thing that I threw together in 5 hours. Just so I could have like almost like a 2-minute gag. But, yeah. So, I'm gonna wish you, you know, a good evening, a good night, and potentially, depending on where you live, a good morning. I love you. Bye-bye.